Like everyone else affected by the pandemic, the Goddard schools have learned and are still learning a lot as the nation cautiously into the fall school season. Goddard has reflected on and would like to share some of the best lessons we are learning to keep our schools moving forward and to enable children to continue learning. Here to share some of those perspectives are Dennis R. Maypole, President and CEO of Goddard Systems Incorporated, and Dr. Jack Maypole, Pediatrician and Vice Chair Director of the Comprehensive Care, big word for me, Comprehensive Care Program at Boston Medical School. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
So, what safety protocols should parents look for in child care centers?
James, I think that's a great question. Since the very beginning of the COVID virus, we've been studying things around safety and emotional well-being of children to make sure that we understand the best ways to execute during this difficult time. And it's given us a lot of insight. And some of the things that we really have honed in on are two things. One, we need to make sure that we're communicating directly and consistently and constantly to parents. And two, we needed to change and modify some of our operating protocols. So for instance, when parents show up at the school in the morning with their young one, they'll be met at the front desk. They'll undergo a quick health exam just to make sure, observation really, to make sure that the student is ready to join us for the day. We'll take their temperature to make sure that they don't have a fever, and then we'll scurry them off to their classroom. And once in the classroom, you'll see that we're putting a high emphasis on consistent sanitation, cleaning those surfaces that are used on a frequent basis, social distancing, encouraging the young people to wash their hands frequently, teaching and reminding them to cover their mouths when they sneeze and when they cough, and really just trying to give them the reassurance that they and their parents need to have, that they're in a safe environment where they can have fun, they can learn, they can be with their friends, and that we can do as much as we typically would do, but with a few extra guidelines and ideas.
Dr. Maypole, how real is the risk of children spreading COVID 19?
I think one of the things we're talking about here today is lowering the risk of kids getting COVID-19. Kids can get it and kids can get other diseases. All of the things we're talking about create a layer of safety for the kids and their families. So all that goodness of hand washing, social distancing, cleaning surfaces, for example, really promote a vigilance and a safety mindedness that our staff have and that we extend to our families. So all those things together and really form like a thicker layer of protection, which lowers the risk of transmission and contact between kids. So allowing people to be healthier and to lower the risk of contagion.
How has the pandemic changed the way we teach and engage with children?
You know what, James, that's a really interesting question. So we've learned a lot. We know that it's important to keep kids busy. So here at Goddard, our faculty has been very, very busy creating videos, writing lesson plans, giving curriculum that is age appropriate for young people who are staying at home. We're doing this through digital technology. We have a series of videos that are available to parents to educate them called Parenting Under 5. It's a video series of about 9 videos that we're using with different medical professionals. So we're covering everyone in the family, moms and dads, and certainly the kids, giving them fun activities and as I say, curriculum that is age-based and appropriate based on their developmental needs.
Dr. Maypole, what should parents expect this cold and flu season and how can they prepare?
I think one of the best things one of the best ways they can prepare is to continue the good work that everyone has been doing in the areas of just good safety mindedness and prevention, like we've been saying here. So that I think is just fundamental. Beyond that, preparing for the winter season and all that it holds, I think priority one in my mind as a pediatrician is advising that parents get a flu shot for their children. So all members of the family as well should get a layer of protection and get a flu vaccine as well to create, again, an additional buffer against infection and spread of flu in addition to COVID this season.
Dr. Maypole, do you think there's going to be a 1-2 punch and maybe a 3 punch for the fall season and winter season this year?
I think they're talking about this season as being the twin-demic season. I think that being said, the preparations we have underway are protective against all of those things. So that gives us, I think, a really good head start.
So, Dennis, how has the crisis highlighted the importance of childcare to the U.S. economy?
You know, James, I tell you what, I'm so incredibly proud of our faculty, our franchisees, our teachers, because we believe that we're the workforce behind the workforce, would be a nice way to say that. We know that parents want to know that their kids are going to be safe, that they're going to be nurtured and cared for in an environment where people love their kids. So this is what we're trying to do at Goddard. I think as we are able to convince parents of the opportunity to return their children to our centers, they're then able to feel free and confident in going back to work. We know that 20% of all parents today have some form of childcare need. And we know that many of those that are even at home working still have needs for childcare because it's very difficult, particularly with kids our ages, to take care of their kids, to teach them during the day, and to continue to work. So I think childcare has proven to be an essential industry, and we're just glad to see that people are beginning to give our teachers, our administrators, and our owners the kind of confidence and recognition for the job that they're doing to try to help us get back to a more normal state.
That's going to be interesting when you said normal state. Matter of fact, let me ask you to that
It
question.
is.
When do
Sure.
you think we will be at a normal state? First, Dr. Maypole, and then Dennis talking about the economy in schools.
I think the answer is, is it evolving? It's a moving target, to be honest with you. I think the best forecasts are saying sometime next year, soonest. So I think we are talking about months at the very least, and it'll be a long haul. So we have to pace ourselves and continue the good work that we're doing here.
I think from a school standpoint at Goddard, we are establishing protocols that I think will be with us for the foreseeable future. So all of the things that we've described about the health checks, encouraging people to follow the CDC guidelines, particularly throughout this winter season, I think those will remain important. And we're treating it as just as business as usual with regard to making sure that we're adequately prepared when young people show up to our schools.
Now, where can our viewers go for more information?
So the best location that I can give you is the Goddard website is goddardschool.com. As I said earlier, we've got parenting videos, we've got curriculum ideas, lesson plans that we're more than happy to share, not only with Goddard parents, but with parents in general who are looking for information. So again, goddardschool.com.
Dennis, Dr. Jack Maypole, thank you so much for joining us on a Morning Blend, and really appreciate the information you're giving us.
James, thank you. This has been fantastic, and we appreciate the opportunity to share our insights from Goddard.
It's a pleasure. Take care.
All right, thank you. You too.